in this 3D data, let's say if you want to represent data as collection of matrices, okay, or for example like layers or cubes, okay. If you want to represent data in form of grids, we discussed about grids, right? So if you want to represent data in form of grids, for example, let's say you have a cube. If you want to represent data here, you are going to represent data as a three-dimensional data, because because you can see this is one dimension, this is another dimension, this is another dimension. So we are having data at multiple dimensions here. So that's how we are going to represent that data whenever you have the data in this kind of things. Whereas the data is in form of layers or cubes or grids, you are going to represent it using a three-dimensional data structure. So what is actually happening here? Each and every element is accessed using three indices. So here, each and every element is accessed using what? Three indices. So what are the three indices? For example, I'll give you an example here. So this is an array. Okay. Now in this array, there is another array. Okay. There is another list of arrays. This is one array and this is another array. Now this is, let's say, layer 1. This is layer 2. And now here in this array, I have again, okay, this is one list. Okay, this is another list, 3, 4. Now in this array, I have, this is one list and this is another list. Now what we have actually here, we have a three-dimensional data. So what is three-dimensional data? How is it represented here? It is represented as a list, and it is represented, for example, list. So consider this thing as one list inside another list, and this list is inside another list. So how many dimensions are there? 1, 2, and 3. So now whenever you are accessing this kind of data, how you are going to access that? You are going to access using three indices, as we discussed, using three indices. What are the three indices here? The three indices are all the three dimensions. Now, what are we going to do here? We are going to access the element 6 using this. Okay, what we are doing here? We are accessing how many rows here? This is nothing but the row. Okay, for example, row. What is the row here? This is the first row. This is, what is this? This is one, this is another thing. Now we are accessing the second element here. So this index position is 0, this index position is 0. This is the first index position, and in that first index position, I want the 0th list. What is the 0th list? This is 0th list. There is first list. Okay, in this 0th list, what I want the element in the first index position. So in this is, what is the first index position? This is 0, this is 1. So if you want to access 6, you want to access using, you need to specify using all the structure how you want to access that element. You are using three indices here. You are using first index, three indices, 1, 2, and 3. So why are you using three indices? Because you want to access element which is present inside the list and inside another list. So that is how you are going to access. So now how is it going to start? It is going to start from the outside. What is that? It is going to telling that go to the first index position. Now I'll for the explanation, I can put that list here and I'll explain again. So this is a list. Inside list there is another list and there is another list. Okay, now inside these lists, so now this is one dimension. So let's say we are going another layer deep, and now we are going another layer deep here. So what are the elements we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now, what actually happened? Now, when you look into this bigger list, what is the 0th position here? What is the first position? You can simply say that in this bigger list, the 0th position, give me a second. Yeah, the 0th position is nothing but this is a 0. This is the first position. Okay, now inside this bigger list, okay, inside this bigger list, we accessed 0th index position and first index position. Now, inside this 0th index position, if I want to access 0th index of this, now what is the 0th index in this thing? Now, what is the 0th index? This is the 0th index. This is the first index. Similarly, in this is the 0th index. This is the first index. Now, inside the 0th index, let's say I want to access 0th element. I mean to say this element. How you are going to access? This is 0th position. This is the first position. This is 0th. This is on first position. 0, 1. Similarly, 0 and 1. Now, how you are going to access 6 here? To access 6, we need to come to 3 layers back. Now, we need to come out of this list. And where is this list located? This list is located inside this list. And where is this list located? Inside this bigger list. Now, inside this bigger list, what is the position of this thing? This is 0, this is 1. Okay. This is 1, comma. So that's the 3 index positions. This is first index, this is second indices, this is third indices. Okay, what we said discussed earlier, we discussed that each and every element is accessed using 3 indices. So we understood the 0th indices. What is 0th indices? Sorry, what is the first indices? That is nothing but we are accessing this element. So how we can access the element 6 here? You need to come out of 3 layers. Out of this list, out of this list, and out of this list. In this, if you want to go inside, start from this. Start from the bigger list. This is first index position. And in this index position, where is this? This is in 0th index position. This list. And in this list, where is this 6 present? This is in first index position. So 1, 0, and 1. Okay. So 1, 0, and 1. So if you do this, you are going to come up with element 6 here. So that is how you are accessing 3-dimensional data and store 3-dimensional data inside this. Inside this is nothing but a list of, sorry, not a list. This is a collection of matrices like layers or cubes. This is how you can access element using 3 indices here.